Diva health remains the same. Doomfist health remains the same. Junker Queen, talked about this earlier. Junker Queen now has 450 HP now instead of 425. I like that change. Orisa, they kept the HP. The damage fall off reduced from 25 to 15. This is what they buffed during that one midseason patch in last season. They're just reverting that. Ramattra's HP stays the same. Damaged enemies when the ultimate now slows the duration timer down instead of pausing it entirely. It lasts up to 20 seconds. Ultimate cost increased by 12%. Developer comment on that one. The idea of an ultimate ability potentially lasting forever is an exciting concept. I mean, it was fun. I had fun. But the reality is that if it's too easy to do, it causes a lot of frustrations, and with Ramattra's ultimate in particular, an excessive amount of visual noise. We're limiting the maximum duration to 20 seconds, which is still highly impactful for most team fights, but it guarantees it'll end in a reasonable amount of time. Did they think they saw my link? Or not my link, but my tweet of that time I had 17,000 seconds where it lasted forever? That was amazing. Reinhardt, health is staying the same. Charge cooldown from 8 to 7 seconds. Back to that again. Good change. I get the feed even quicker now. Fire strike damage increased to 100. This allows you to two-shot heroes now a little bit more. Intriguing. My Reinhardt playstyle is a bit more aggressive. I like that. Direct hit damage reduced from 250 to 170. So just to go back on this and talk about what we talked about earlier, I think this is for them trying to be consistent with getting rid of one-shots on a lot of heroes. What they're trying to do overall is be consistent with working on the one-shot stuff. And I think that's what they're doing right now. So they're getting rid of the direct damage. Now, follow up on that, knockdown duration increased from 2.5 to 2.75 seconds. This basically means that you have more follow-up time. It's a good change. You're going to have more follow-up to that. So even though you lose that 80 damage here on the shatter, you have more follow-up. You said Sojourn's one-shot. So in theory, outside of a couple heroes, Sojourn in theory, I say this in theory because obviously damage boosted or low HP, it's different. Sojourn doesn't have that one-shot anymore outside of hero, what is it, 195 HP? But in reality, Sojourn still has a one-shot, right? Sojourn still has a one-shot. It's still it's a one-shot. Ultimate cost increased to 7%. Rocket Hammer. Basically, this means that, when you knock people back, they would kind of go all over the place. This knocks them back a little bit less, which in my opinion is a really good change. It's going to be easier for you to kill a target in front of you as Ryan. They're not just being booped all over the place. In similar fashion to Roadhog's chain hook combo changes last season, we generally like to avoid heroes in the tank role from killing enemies in one shot. Wow, they actually literally say it right here. That's funny. Earth Shatter direct hit damage is being reduced with that goal in mind. Okay. In most cases, targets on the receiving end would die anyway during the knockdown stun, but it does open up some potential for their allies to intervene. I agree with that. That makes sense as to why they're doing that. For now, we're fine with Charge Pin staying lethal to many characters due to the difficulty and risk involved. The Fire Strike damage increase does mean it would once again one-shot when combined with Baptiste's Amplification Matrix, but that requires an ultimate combo with another hero. We'll see how it plays out and adjust it if necessary. Ryan's going to be fun. The Rocket Hammer knockback reduction sounds like a loss of power, though it is actually aiming to reduce the number of time Reinhardt accidentally knocks enemies out of his melee range. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That you're going to get more value as Ryan. That right there, in my opinion, is a good change. Roadhog, HP is the same. Whole Hog, maximum duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds. I already thought at 6 seconds it was a pretty good ultimate because it's uninterruptible and you can get some good value. But developer comment, allowing Roadhog to use abilities during his ultimate made it much more reliable in a solo tank environment. Though, doing so was often much like just canceling the ultimate as it ran out of time. We're adding a couple of seconds to the maximum duration to increase the flexibility of player choices during the Whole Hog ultimate. But we'll keep an eye on it if it's simply too much damage or knockback overall. Well, the player choice of Whole Hog is either A, you one-shot somebody against a wall, or B, boop all their team or knock all their teammates back to safety. So now you have 2 extra seconds to either do a ton of damage or knock back all their teammates to safety. Sigma health is the same. Ultimate cost increased. That makes sense. Sigma does a lot of damage. Sigma's probably getting ultimate too quickly. Winston, health is the same. Barrier projector, health reduced from 700 to 650. We talked about this earlier too. I think they just want people to either have the option to be able to solo kill a bubble, or this will basically get people to want to shoot the bubble more. It's reducing shield health, but I think it's going to be a good change. I think it's going to allow for Winston still to be okay and he'll be fine. Now on to a change here. Wrecking Ball. Are you ready for this? Shield health increased from 0 to 150. So basically what's happening here is that Wrecking Ball is losing some of that HP of like armor, but it's not armor, but like basically Wrecking Ball is getting a shield now in HP. So you have the same HP, but 150 of that HP is now as a shield. So you can regen your HP. Why is that important? Because Wrecking Ball is about getting health packs, right? When you play Wrecking Ball, you're going around getting health packs. Now you can basically get 1, maybe 2 less health packs because your HP regens over time. It's a huge change for Wrecking Ball. Will it make Wrecking Ball a must pick, an S tier hero? I don't know, but it is a really good change for Ball. A really good change. Pile Driver cooldown reduced from 10 to 8 seconds. That is also a really good change. Wrecking Ball is going to be strong. Minefield ultimate cost increase. Hear me out though. The ultimate cost increase, Wrecking Ball does build ultimate during your ultimate usage. So like kind of like Ashe when you use Bob, you can build your ult after. Same thing with Wrecking Ball here. You can build your ult after. So that change obviously reduces how quickly you get your ultimate, but I think overall, you're still gonna get your ult pretty quickly because now Wrecking Ball has more uptime, in my opinion. The new changes give Wrecking Ball a bit more uptime in team fights. Armin time reduced from 1.5 to 1 seconds. That means that you will probably see your Wrecking Balls actually get an elim now. So a lot of times Wrecking Ball on your team will not get an elim with their ult. This should allow for much easier ultimate eliminations, in my opinion. You will see more ult value. So Wrecking Ball is going to be pretty good. Developer comments. Wrecking Ball received some of the fewest changes in the transition to 5v5 as he proved to be one of the most effective solo tanks in early testing. His extreme mobility and massive health pool enable him to choose when to fight much more freely than other heroes. These changes are aimed at reducing his downtime so he can press that advantage even further. The regenerate and shield health pool often leads to not needing to search for as many health packs, which is they explain in the dev thing here, before getting back into position. Wrecking Ball is going to be strong. Are you ready for the Wrecking Ball arc? Because I think this might be a Wrecking Ball arc. I think this might be a Wrecking Ball arc, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. Zarya, health stayed the same. Ultimate cost increased by 8%. More likely they were getting grabbed quickly.